There's been a dramatic back and forth in the Middle East, with Hamas accepting a ceasefire deal, only for Israel to reject it as a ruse minutes later.
While thousands in Gaza took to the streets to celebrate, Israel warned civilians to evacuate the city of Rafah ahead of a planned military operation. Europe correspondent Lisette Raymer reports.
Jubilation is not something you usually find on the war-weary streets of Gaza. But relief spread as quickly as the news did. Hamas had accepted the latest ceasefire deal and hope emerged from the depths of despair. The feeling is just one of joy after so much sadness, says this woman. But just as quickly as the joy erupted, it was shattered. Israel slammed the proposal, saying it was far from its essential demands, and launched the first strikes at Rafah. The southern city remains the last stronghold of Hamas, and after weeks of warning the military was headed that way, the IDF this morning dropped leaflets telling tens of thousands of already displaced Palestinians to get out now or else risk their lives. This isn't war, this is genocide, Mohammed cried as he packed up his family to flee, cursing the leaders of Israel and Hamas as he did. Details of the peace proposal have not been released, but it would likely involve a pause in fighting as payback for the release of hostages. And the families of those still missing are amplifying the pressure on Israel to agree.
We're here to tell our government that we won't stop until they will bring everybody home now.
America, too, is urging its ally to prioritise an agreement.
We want to get these hostages out. We want to get a ceasefire in place for 6 weeks. We want to increase humanitarian assistance. And the last thing that I want to do is say anything at this podium that's going to put that process at risk.
Israel has agreed to send negotiators to continue talks, but the missiles fired back and forth tonight speak little of peace.
Well, Lisette joins us now. Kia ora, Lisette. Do we know anything further about what the agreement includes?
Well, details, Mike, of the exact proposal are being very closely guarded, but those familiar with it say that Hamas has agreed to end hostile activity forever if the conditions are met. Now, we understand it is a two-phase proposal. Each of those phases would be 42 days long. The first would see a significant prisoner swap, and Israel would be required to start dismantling its military infrastructure in Gaza. The second phase would see the eventual total withdrawal of Israeli troops from Gaza and the beginning of the rebuild. Now, Israel is a long, long way from agreeing to these conditions, but as we've said there, they have agreed to going to Egypt and picking up those talks today. And with the pressure on them, not just internationally, but also domestically now, there is genuine cause for hope.
Europe correspondent Lisette Raymer, tēnā koe.